A new national flex fuel vehicle awareness campaign hopes to educate drivers about higher blends of ethanol fuel. The Nebraska Ethanol Industry Coalition is a part of the campaign and will create activities focused on reaching the National Renewable Fuel Standard. Nebraska Ethanol Board Administrator and Clean Fuels Development Coalition Chairman Todd Sneller says many consumers don't know what a flex fuel vehicle is and whether or not their vehicles are flex fuel compatible.
Flex fuel vehicles are designed to use any blend of ethanol and gasoline up to 85% ethanol. Those fuel options are available at many pumps across Nebraska and throughout the nation. There are more than 9 million flex fuel vehicles on the road today across the country, and about 120,000 of those vehicles are in Nebraska. Yet very few owners and operators of these vehicles are aware of that fact.
Determining if your vehicle is a flex fuel vehicle isn't as hard as it seems. Clean Fuels Development Coalition Executive Director Doug Durante says there are a number of ways to verify if your vehicle is compatible with higher blends of ethanol.
Well, we are trying to help people understand that in more recent years, the most obvious thing they've done is a yellow gas cap. If you open your gas flap and it usually says can use up to E85% ethanol. More recent cars also have what we call a badge, a little symbol on the back, either on the tailgate or right above the trunk lid or something like that, that might say flex fuel vehicle, flex fuel capable, something like that.
The increased production of ethanol has created jobs and provided an alternative use for corn grown in Nebraska. This has led to rural development across the state and nationwide. Durante says ethanol supply in the United States is greater than our supply of imported oil from any other country, with the exception of Canada.
So it's a major player. It's a big guy in the world of fuel, and with that comes a lot of benefits. As the tax generation, so many small towns in Nebraska, it really has saved them. It really has helped put tax dollars back into the system. So it's important that we not only keep that demand up, but now we have an opportunity to go to a whole nother phase. At 85%, we can use a lot more, and we could get even more benefits.
There are many partners working together to ensure the success of this campaign, which is being funded through a grant awarded by the USDA.
The Nebraska Ethanol Board and a number of other partners are trying to make sure that we're working together with all those who are interested in accomplishing the goal of increased production and use of ethanol. The U.S. Department of Agriculture Rural Development Program provided incentives and funding for some of the blender pumps that offer these diverse ethanol fuels. And so it was in their interest to make sure that people who drove the vehicles that would use those fuels actually got to the fueling sites and exercised those choices.
Benefits from ethanol production and use don't stop at Nebraska's state line. Ethanol is beginning to positively impact consumers nationwide, even outside of the Midwest.
We're trying to make sure that Nebraska's rich history and experience in consumer advocacy for ethanol fuels is understood outside the Midwest. What we're trying to do with our ethanol advocacy groups is to highlight the fact that consumers have these vehicles, use point-of-sale promotions and other means of creating awareness about those vehicles, and to encourage consumers to try out these fuel options.
For more information about the use of ethanol or to see if you drive a flex fuel vehicle, visit ne-ethanol.org. Reporting for Market Journal, I'm Emily Dorn.